Next, please. This should be interesting. Avenger One. Now, a lot of people wanted me to watch this. Okay, so I will watch this. I love Avenger One. Have been a big supporter of Avenger One over the past, ever since we found the channel at like 1,000 subscribers, I think, and watched him just skyrocket because of level cap gaming, which is awesome. Couldn't be happier for the dude. He is my soul bro here on the content creation side of things. He's talking about PvPers and people who aren't PvPers. And he's talking about you don't have anything left to lose. And I believe he's referring to like engaging or getting involved in a fight, whether you're a PvEer, mostly probably directed at PvEers. But let's watch. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that's kind of how I'm figuring this video is going to be. Let's see.
So War, you're in the same boat. I'd say a good 80 to 85% of the Star Citizen player base is in. But I want you to think about something. It is always a waste of time to be afraid of PvP. And here's why. Because if you're afraid of PvP because you're at the risk of losing a fight, if you're at the risk of not being successful in a fight, that kind of stuff, it's pointless. It's pointless in the sense that it doesn't matter. If you're afraid of PvP, that is the human ego talking, right? Because the truth is there's nothing for you to lose, only to gain, right? The only thing that we perceive to lose is our ego. What if I am...
No. That's not necessarily true. Let's be real about this. No offense, Avenger One. But it's also about time. Like, I am going to stick up for PvEers, which you don't see a lot here on the channel. It's about time. Like, if you have an industrial ship, chances are you're not winning that fight. Right. And a lot of people know that when we're in a PvP scenario, we generally, PvPers like myself, have a combat ship. However, PvEers generally have like a cat, and you're not going to do much in a caterpillar against somebody in PvP. And it really is not about being scared. It's about realizing, oh shit, I just spent an hour to gather everything and deliver it, and now that hour is going to be wasted. That is the big time sink issue, and that is why a lot of these conversations and arguments happen between PvPers and PvEers. Let us be real about this, you know?
I'm not successful. What if I'm not good enough? What will people think? Or what'll this or what'll that, right? But the truth is, right now, nothing means anything.
Generally speaking, though, I never want that to be something that this gameplay I love. I love the danger. So, like, wear the big boy pants. In my eyes, as a PvEer or somebody that's generally involved in the industrial side of things, I want there to be risk. So let me be very clear about this. By me saying that and advocating for PvEers about that time base that they don't want to just flush down the toilet when they get involved in a PvP situation, I still want that to be there. I want that danger to be there. If it happens, it happens, and that's just the risk of space. That is the risk of danger, and I never want that element to be out of Star Citizen, because if it is, then it'll be no different than Elite Dangerous, and we all know what I think about Elite Dangerous. We all know what I think about Elite Dangerous.
In the alpha state of the game. So now is the best time to get into PvP, because you can die over and over and over and over again. And
right. And I get that, and I understand that. And Triple says he's talking about the game state now, meaning no ship loss. Nothing is lost permanently right now because we're in an alpha state. Yes, but there is something that's lost that you guys didn't listen to me. You guys didn't listen to me at all. Time. Because it still happens even in the alpha state. And people are still grinding for credits, and people still get pissed because they invested time to make that cheddar, to make those credits. So there is a loss of time that is very, very real. Even in the alpha state. Let's be real. I mean, let's have some real talk. It will be much worse later, and I can't wait for that moment. Right. But this is something that does need to be acknowledged. It is something that does need to be acknowledged, and that's what I'm here for.
And get back up free of charge. Absolutely free. It's free. So now is the time.
Right.
Now is the
Chris.
time to get in there, to get fights as many as you can, and to develop yourself as a pilot so that you become better as a fundamental pilot.
Yes.
Like how you perceive the 3D environment, how you control your energy in a turn, how you view the flight path, how you trigger discipline, how you manage your power.
Yes, he's absolutely right. You want to know all the aspects so you become a better pilot, period, no matter what you're flying. And that is a very grown-up thing to say. And a lot of people aren't going to approach it from that angle because they still are pissed about the time that they lost when they blow up. And they don't take the time to invest in everything that Avenger One is saying right now. And they need to, because that is this game. When you sign up to Star Citizen, that is this game. And please, Chris Roberts, never let that change. Never, ever let that change.
Power, how you control your emotions in a high stress situation where like, ooh, I could die, and how to stay focused and tune out all the bullshit. Those things only get developed with time. Practice, patience, and pressure. That's the only difference, right? And if the excuse is, because it is an excuse to say, oh, I'm too afraid to do PvP now or whatever, there is no excuse, right? The only excuse is the expense of the human ego, right? But when you get rid of that, when you get out of your own way, and you just fall in love with the process of becoming a better pilot, it's very much like how I talk about it with martial arts, right? If you get out of this idea that like, oh man, I could get choked out by this purple belt. Good, get choked out. Get choked out as many times as possible, and then get back on the mat, sweat your balls off, and start trying to learn. And then who knows, maybe a few weeks later, it's you that gets to choke them out, right? And that's how you develop yourself. Because right now you've got nothing to lose. You've got
right. He's absolutely right. Like, if you really want to become a better person, you need to apply this to your life as well. The problem is this, and something he's not picking up on, which is okay. It is people who are going to the game for escapism that really don't want to kind of invest that kind of time because it's a game and they only want to grind. But they have to realize, like, Star Citizen is this type of game, and you eventually, if you're going to play Star Citizen, have to take Avenger One's advice. And the game itself and the game mechanics are going to prove it to you every single time. And if you don't take the time to invest, like Avenger's saying, then what you should do is use your fucking brain, put on your big boy pants, and hire security. We watched last week, we watched a stream where miners are finally bringing security escorts. Which was refreshing as all get out. And medics were starting to bring security. We're becoming much better at the FPS gameplay. And it is so refreshing to start to see that the game is teaching them how to play in a dangerous environment. And that is what I never want to see leave Star Citizen, is that element of danger. It is that danger that will be the player retention. It is that danger that will bring people back to this title over and over and over and over again. That is what Elite Dangerous is missing. Elite Dangerous is missing the dangerous. They're only elite. I've said this numerous times. That danger is a key element to getting player retention to continue to go up and up and up and up.
Nothing to lose.
Right, E-Red.
And while there's a large, group of people that play Star Citizen that, have not really spent time developing themselves as pilots, they're going to be left behind, because when Pyro and stuff come out and all these other, what can I say? All these other organizations, then they say, oh, now we're going to start training. It's just silly, because there's so much to train right now. And also a ton of fun to train right now too, right? So the time is always now. There's never going to be a perfect time, right? So if it's like, when do I get into PvP, or will I suck when I start? Well, guess what? you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck real bad when you start. But guess what? You're gonna get better every time you get shot down by a little bit, 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 right? And if you develop that mindset of, always getting back up and getting better and getting better and getting better, then a few weeks, even a few months later, you're going to be above the vast majority of Star Citizen players, and you're going to have a way better experience with Star Citizen because you're going to be able to defend yourself, but also maybe you want to do some other stuff too. The time is always now. So, if you're thinking about getting into PvP, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for next month. Don't wait for when the game is ready. Don't wait for when the next patch comes out. Don't wait for when Star Citizen releases. Get up and do it right now.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Love it. I love it. He is right. He is right. But I do think it's important to make that distinction, like I said at the very beginning. Thank you, Valos, for that follow. Welcome to the fam. We hope that you enjoy yourself here. And thanks, everybody, for watching this particular highlight on YouTube. Don't forget to smash the like button, and we are going back to the live show. Back to the live show.